Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a brief video of my baby leopard geckos screaming. This guy just hatched about a week ago, and so did his clutchmate, who is in the next enclosure over. I will show you in a second. But I want to just show you what they sound like when they're screaming. Geckos are some of the most vocal reptiles. They use different squeaks, clicks, and barks to communicate different things. And although leopard geckos are one of the less vocal species, they still use screams to try to ward off a predator. Of course, if a predator like me thinks that a gecko is an easy snack, then the gecko starts screaming at him and trying to bite him, he may back off long enough for the gecko to escape. Especially with the gecko's sort of distracting display of raising its tail, so that the tail looks sort of like the head. That's supposed to make the predator go for the tail rather than the head, and if the gecko loses its tail, it can survive, whereas if it loses its head, it's kind of screwed. So you can hear him screaming, and you can see he tries to lunge at me as well as scream at me. He has a lot of spunk for such a small, defenseless animal. So that is, you can see actually the threat display, or the distracting display when I touch him. He's raising his tail up, and it seems like he's trying to distract me with his tail. So I'm going to put his hide back in there, some makeshift homemade hide out of an Exoterra light bulb container, but it works. I'm going to close up his enclosure. I don't want to stress him more than is necessary. And now I'm going to show you his clutchmate. I apologize, the water dish spilled a minute ago, and so his substrate is a little wet. It will dry relatively quickly though, because there is heat directly below it. But that is his brother, and if I touch him, he's not screaming as much as he used to, but I still scream a little. Yeah, he's not really much of a screaming gecko anymore. Like, he used to scream a lot, not as much anymore. Gonna put his hideout back in there. So, geckos, like I said earlier, geckos of all species are very vocal, but leopard geckos are one of the less vocal species. Tokay geckos are one of the more vocal species. They have a lot of clicks and barks that they use to communicate with each other. Leopard geckos generally just use their screams as kind of a defense against predators. Obviously it will startle even me if I am not expecting it. It startles me, even though I'm kind of used to it by now. So it's very effective at startling a predator or a potential predator, and it can give the gecko a little bit of time so that he can escape with potentially only losing a tail. Of course, this isn't the best defense method possible. Probably the best defense method would be venom, but it's very good when compared to the method of just running away, because most predators are expecting that, and most predators are adapted so that they can chase fast prey. But most predators aren't expecting a 3-inch baby gecko to attack it, you know? So that is a couple baby geckos screaming. It's extremely, extremely cute, and I just wanted to share this with you guys.